Ladies and gentlemen, tonight on Strip Down, Apollo Cruz.
Yes, ma'am. You was come, no time to spare. We take what we came for, no we don't like to share. We're loud and we're proud and we're excited to get along. If it happens in this bar, we're gonna write it in a song. From the northeast boys to the southwest plains, way over the mountain and we come back again. They say we don't make it, no, we don't give a damn, 'cause everybody loves our little crazy sportsman. If you don't like to dance, you don't bother coming on down. If you got a dance floor, we're gonna be coming to your town. We're crazy boys and that dark green crew. If they ask you what's here, you tell them Apollo Cruz. From northeast boys to the southwest plains, way over the mountain and we come back again. They say we don't make it, no, we don't give a damn, 'cause everybody loves our little crazy sportsman. You don't like to dance, you don't bother coming on down. If you got a dance floor, we're gonna be coming to your town. The crazy boys and that dark gray crew. If they ask you what's here, you tell them Apollo Cruz. From the northeast boys to the southwest plains, way over the mountain and we come back again. They say we don't make it, no, we don't give a damn, 'cause everybody loves our little crazy sportsman. Introducing Apollo Cruz, everybody.
Yeah, Apollo Cruz tonight on Strip Down. Gentlemen, welcome to Strip Down. How's it going today?
Not too bad. Thank you very much, Curtis.
The show hasn't even started, and I'm already having fun. Just watching you guys sound check and hanging out before the show, I knew it was going to be a good show. It is our 185th episode.
You know that's a lucky milestone in some cultures, hey?
Absolutely, like this culture. We talked about getting 185 tattoos after the show, and
Yeah.
we should. It's a good.
Can I get it up here? Can they show it up here? Or-
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to get it down there. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. We'll both be censored.
Just like that, we're off. So I normally would. This is where I'd say we're 15 episodes away from 200, but I'm going to start redoing that. We're 14 episodes away from 199. I decided in this last week, this season is going to end in June with episode 199. We'll save 200 for the kickoff of season 7 in September. So Strip Down at the beginning of the season is kind of just like throwing a bunch of knives in the air. Never know when they're going to come down. Some on our heads, some hit, some miss. But I think we're going to end season 6 with episode 199. All right, that's enough about me. Apollo Cruz, thanks for coming out.
Thanks
you
for
guys
having
dodged the crappy weather we've been having. You're like the one band that didn't have to like get taken here on a Wednesday night by sled dogs. You
Last
actually-
week was bad. We were playing at Bud's, and I think on the first 2 nights we had about, what, 3 people?
Yeah, about that.
3 people came because of the weather, but the third night everyone came out, so that was good.
Yeah, it's discouraging, to say the least. Especially when you leave Bud's and you live in Saskatoon and it takes you like an hour and a half to get home.
Yeah.
What? How is this even possible?
The highway looks like a tundra.
I live in Saskatoon. Tundra. Good word. Apollo Cruz. It's a fun name. You want to start with that? This guy. We're pointing.
My mom's father, he's got a very long name. His full name is Ignacio Jose Marco Apollo Barreto Cruz. Apollo Cruz comes from his an uncle on his mother's side. His name is Apollo, and his mother's maiden name was Cruz, and they had both always wanted to keep that name alive. So he kept the name Cruz, and eventually he was given the name by his uncle Apollo. So he added that to his name. He doesn't usually use it, and I asked him one day, what'd be a good name for a band? And he thought, well, you should use one of my names.
One of my 9 names.
One of my 9 names. So I picked the 2 coolest sounding ones.
Is he a musician?
Yeah, he played in a Latin jazz band for many years in Glasgow, Scotland, and other places too.
I don't really want to have him on Strip Down because I'll never remember that name.
No.
I don't want
You
to
can have
come
cue
in and out
cards.
of every commercial break going, tonight on Strip Down. We'd run out of time really quickly. See, I made an interesting backstory for the name of your band. I was hoping it was true. Yeah, I thought maybe you guys were thinking of Apollo Wired, but you were like, well, there's a station here in Saskatoon called Wired, so we're going to call ourselves Apollo Cruz. Anybody outside of Saskatoon isn't going to get that joke.
No, but it's a good one.
Wired became Cruz. Thank you.
Yeah.
Somebody got that.
I dig that you put the effort into that. So
There's
thank
one
you.
person at home laughing at that joke right now, and that was for you. All right, hey, let's
probably
meet the
your
drummer.
Hey,
How's it going, buddy?
pretty good, you?
Welcome to Strip Down.
Thanks. Well, thank you for having us.
Yeah, we were talking about the look of the band before too, and you're kind of like the odd man out.
The black sheep. as
Sort
it
of,
were.
yeah.
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 You're just kind of doing your own thing over there. So, how'd this band get together?
Well,
Did they pick you up on the way to Shaw here?
well, no,
You're
actually,
just hitchhiking with these awesome drums, like red, white, and blue.
I'm impressed you can
Get
carry them
in.
all. Yeah.
no. What happened actually about, I guess, 2 years ago, I started seeing Nick at Bud's a lot, and watching him play, and I got up and jammed with him a couple times, and I guess it was December 2011 or late November. We got up and jammed. Nick jammed with one of my buddies, and I was playing drums, and we kind of formed a quartet. Actually, there were 4 of us, and another guitar player and another bass player. So, we played a few shows with those guys. Played for a few months. Pretty amateur. But around May, we needed someone to play bass for the jam. Our bass player couldn't make it, and Brandon was originally a guitar player. I guess he was a guitar player at the time. So. We offered him $50 to play bass for the afternoon. We haven't looked back since.
Wow.
Nick comes up to me and he goes, "Hey, you play bass?" And then I didn't. I'd never touched a bass. Well, I never played a bass.
But you wanted $50.
I believe
Actually,
I
turned
had
down
the
the
bass.
Yeah,
I
he
turned down the money because
yeah.
I didn't know if anyone was going to pay me. But he goes, "Do you play bass?" Right? I'm like, "Yeah." And in my head, I'm like, "No." And then, but we made it work. So
Pretty sure you told me that you played bass before you played guitar.
that's a total lie. That's a total lie.
It's okay, I told you the bass that you're playing is mine.
Yeah, and it wasn't.
Once again, I'm always blown away by bands who come on Strip Down and legitimately like each other. Like, even when the cameras are off, we get a lot of bands where as soon as we go to commercial break, they're just like, "Oh, drummer, what are you doing? Oh, can you come in on time next time?" And then the cameras come back on and they're like, "Hey, we all like each other." But good band dynamics here.
Thank you. Well, it's like a brotherhood. We fight and shit. Like we almost came to blows. We almost came to a fist fight in the studio last time, but we always get over it. It's just like brothers because you can't hate these guys, right? Because you can't ditch your family. So
Nice.
yeah, it was. I wish we had the tape of that. Actually, that would have been fun.
That is a great attitude to have. So in the studio, I want to talk about that later on. I want to talk about the fact that you guys kind of call Bud's home base for you guys, but I don't want to go long on talking because we have a lot of music tonight.
Yes, we do.
What was the first song?
That song's called "Introducing." That was the first song Nick and I wrote together.
That makes sense. Introducing.
Yeah,
Kick that off.
I was sitting around with that riff, the riff that he plays, and it's kind of a country thing. And then I brought it to his house and I said, "Hey, let's write a song." And then in 15 minutes we had the music. And I said, "Well, what should the lyrics be?" And he goes, "Oh, I don't know. What do you want to write about?" I was like, "I always wanted to write about us because we are the most fun. Like we just have just a band of brothers. I don't want to write about how we have so much fun just hanging out, and that's where it came from."
Nice.
So it's just here we are. We always try to open with it so we can say, "Here we are. This is what we sound like."
It's been amazing so far. I want to see where Apollo Cruz takes us next.
All right, let's get funky.
All right, take it away.
Tell me.
Yeah.
all bound up inside. Baby, when you hold me, everything feels like it's alright. Tell me what I've done wrong, 'cause I feel like dancing tonight. Tell me now, baby, what have I done so wrong? So tell me now, baby, what have I done so bad? Come back to my loving arms. Let me be your loving man. Come back to my loving arms. Let me be your loving man. Come back to my loving arms, yeah. Let me be your loving man.
Apollo Cruz tearing it down tonight here on Strip Down.
Thank you.
I'm having a lot of fun. Again, just such a good vibe in the room tonight.
Thank you.
I messed up right before we started rolling too, and I called you guys Apollo Creed. But I was gonna save that and be like, you must get that a lot. I just glanced down at my paper and I had Apollo Creed circled.
Yeah, we get that all the time.
You get that a lot.
I think the first time when the band was announced as a band, Brian McCreevy called
Yes,
it
he
Apollo
did.
Creed.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did do that.
Were you guys aware of Apollo Creed? Because you're quite young.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, I remember
Yeah.
Saturday mornings, like A&E used to run movie series marathons, and I'm sorry, I didn't mean to look at my phone, but there was
an important guy.
Rocky 1 through 5, and yeah, so it was familiar, but no, that's not our intent at all.
Is it insulting, or do you just roll with the punches now?
Oh, we roll. It could be a whole lot worse.
Yeah.
I loved Apollo Creed. I cried when he died.
Oh man, that was a heartbreaking moment.
Who didn't? All right.
He was an American icon.
On that note, we should take our first commercial break. But when we come back, I want to talk about one of Saskatoon's most misunderstood venues, Bud's on Broadway. We got lots more coming up right after this. Mr. Sicily Pizza and Pasta is proud to sponsor community programming on Shaw TV. Mr. Sicily, located at the corner of 51st and Miller in the north end of Saskatoon. 975-0345.
The following sponsors are proud to support local community programming on Shaw. Long and McQuaid, 721 43rd Street East, Saskatoon, 244-0509, or online at long-mcquaid.com. Ultimo Euromoto. (204 3rd Avenue South in downtown Saskatoon, 664-6640.
Apollo Cruz in the Shaw TV studio tonight. This is Strip Down's 185th 5th episode. I don't know what I'm going to spend half the time talking about once we hit 200. I'll be like, we got 99 episodes to go till 300. Set your watches, everyone. But it's kind of exciting.
You should find like some kind of numerical significance for every episode. Like this number is, like I said, this number is lucky, or this number is the number of death in Chinese or something.
That's really good.
Actually, what's the most unlucky number in Chinese? I think it's 9 or something. So yeah.
Really?
You have to look that up.
Okay, I will.
They're way past 9, Brandon.
They're gonna have to do something.
Part of my research is the first thing I do each week is I throw the band name into Google.
Yeah.
And then just talk about the first thing that pops up. And it was just Apollo Crews for you guys.
Yeah, I've worked hard on making
Yeah,
sure we
right?
come up top on Google.
Well, that makes sense because you said you're like a marketing.
Yeah.
What's your official title? Or you're
Well,
in school?
I'm a marketing student.
Marketing student.
Yeah,
There it is.
so I've been a communications officer, a whole bunch of marketing things.
So
So, yeah.
you're aware of this stuff then? No.
SEO is important.
Nice. Right before the commercial break, I used the quote, misunderstood venue, and you were like, ugh.
Yeah.
But I meant that in a, we're going to break those barriers down. Talking about Buds on Broadway, you guys are young. You know what it's like now. I'm a little older, and it is a misunderstood venue. It still has like a really rough reputation from years past.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people my age, I'm like, hey, I'm going to Buds, and they're like, oh, be careful, like you're going to get jumped. And it's like, no, not at all. That's kind of the home base for you guys.
Yeah, that is our home.
So,
definitely.
So what is it about Buds on Broadway? Like, where does this misunderstanding come from? Is it just that people haven't been there in like 20 years, or?
I think it's definitely an established reputation of time. Like I imagine.
Well, I mean,
it
when
was,
Dave Hicks was there, it was a pretty clean place.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. But I mean, what a lot of people don't appreciate is that things happen around Buds, but nothing happens in Buds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, things happen upstairs or on the street behind. I mean, it's off Broadway, so you have those back alleys, you have the problems there. But in Buds, I think that's one of the safest places I've ever been because it's a family there. Everybody looks out for each other.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I've seen hundreds of shows at Buds. I've never seen a single incident.
No, I don't. We had, what was the worst thing? Guy threw a bun at me. And
Not a
No, it was
bun.
a jelly donut.
It was a jelly donat, yeah. Or I mean, some guys try to jump on Aiden to give him a beer or something. But I mean, the bouncers are always right on top of it. But we've never had
Yeah.
any problem. Like, I've never seen a bad scene there.
This
at
is
all.
like a public service announcement. Go to Buds on Broadway. Take in some good local talent in
Yeah.
a nice, clean, happy venue. Buds on Broadway.
Yeah.
I
don't think Ken Ron would dig that,
I'll
but-
put it up or something.
I can send that to you because I have that.
Yeah,
but-
well, I'll edit it in. Yeah, no, there's been like so many great acts playing there too. Like Fear of Knowing.
yeah.
They're there once every 2 months playing the Friday, Saturday, and they just got called up to open for Our Lady Peace a couple weeks ago. Like,
Nice.
there are talented bands that come through Buds.
Yeah.
But it makes sense for you because it's always been kind of known as a blues house too.
Yeah.
And that's what you guys are all about.
And the jam, like putting on that public service of having the jam is just great because it allowed me to meet these guys. It allowed us to kind of practice in front of an audience and get used to it. So it's a great place for musicians, you know. And if you're looking to play somewhere and you don't find a band, that's where you find it, is at the jams.
Nice. Awesome.
Yeah.
What do you want to do next? Some more music?
Let's take it down. Let's go
Should
soft.
we do another song before we talk to this week's returning audio engineer?
Ooh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Miss May.
There you
Okay, this is
teasing it. Okay, what do you got?
This is Nick's tender song, and this is called "The Man I Want to Be."
Yeah, you're sitting all alone. So you call my telephone. And minutes, you are right here by my side. Sometimes I speak before I think twice. And then my head's trapped in a vice. Please believe me when I said I meant you no harm. Well, have I struggled? Well, have I strived? Sing me call love. It doesn't always play nice. Yeah, I'm sitting all alone. So you called my telephone, and I rush over with my heart pounding in my eyes. Have the feeling that I get when you hold me. It overwhelms and controls me, and I feel like the man that I wanna be.
Now's the time of the show we talk to our audio engineer, returning this week after a couple-week absence.
Absence.
It's Metro Hackney. How's it going?
Oh, it's going great. How are you?
It's going fantastic. We're kind of done with the March of May. It's kind of like the April of May now.
It is now waning.
But we just recently got some word, well, I got it third person, that you are currently filling in for our regular audio engineer, Alex Stushinoff, who went to find himself in some faraway place. He went traveling. He went to experience life. He's not coming back till the end of the season, so you're kind of officially, unofficially signing on to ride this thing out till mid-June.
Yeah, I think I am.
That's very nice of you.
It's on tape now.
It's on, yeah, you have to now. I'll come over to your house and play this if you're like, I can't this week. But rare day off for you.
Yeah, it was. I was actually doing some moving, so just kind of like cleaning up and stuff like that. So.
And you said, hey, it's my one day off for mixing bands.
May as well.
May as well come to Strip Down and mix bands. Well, good. Nice to have you on for the next few months as we roll down to episode 199.
For sure.
So you pumped though?
Yeah,
Ready to
I'm
do
pumped.
This?
Yeah.
Ready to ride this crazy Strip Down wave?
Well, so far so good.
See where it takes us?
I think we'll be okay.
Your mix sounds amazing again tonight.
Oh,
this is where the band usually applauds.
No.
Yeah, see?
Brilliant.
Sometimes it's prompted, but we get there. How are you guys doing? You ready for another song?
I think so.
All right. Take it away, Apollo Cruz.
All right, this one I wrote in 2007, I think it was, so it's been a long time coming, and this one's called Ace of Spades.
We were spending 60 minutes with local band Apollo Cruz. Haven't talked to you guys for a while. It was like 2 songs ago. So let's go back in time. When we came back from the first commercial break, we just had 2 songs back to back.
Yeah.
What were those songs about? What
you
were
talk.
they, first of all?
Well, first one, that was really just.
That's Tell Me. That's our first single. First
Yeah,
one went
that's-
into the studio with.
Okay.
Second one was the second song I ever wrote, right?
And that was.
Yeah.
That's The Man I Want to Be.
Yeah, that's the man I want to be. That one I guess I wrote that one for my girlfriend, really.
No. You want to say hello to her?
Hi, Andrea. Where are the cameras?
Hey, Andrea. On behalf of Strip Down Andrea, thanks for watching.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys are in the studio currently, or you're?
We were in the studio first one was in September. We had a couple sessions with our good friend, producer, engineer, mixer, just the best friend of the band, Josh Robinson. He took us into the studio, gave us 3 free singles, and we got a lot of press off that. That's actually how we got our name out there, was just having these singles. And it actually taught us how to learn how to perform in the studio, because it's almost an entirely different animal than doing it live.
Okay.
And it was just really cool because, I mean, none of us had really, I don't know, I hadn't been in the studio like that in a long time. So it was a great learning experience. We wrote in there, and we got 3 songs out of it, so it was a lot of fun.
And those 3 songs are available online? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
You can find all our songs on apollocruz.bandcamp.com. If you like everything you're hearing, you can check out facebook.com/apollocruzband, and that'll lead you to the music as well. And that's where you can stay updated about everything we're doing, what's coming up next. We always keep that updated, where our shows are going to be, what we're doing next, our plans. It's just a great time. It's the interaction is fantastic that we have with the fans on that.
Nice. Yeah. So when are you going to add more songs to the 3 and maybe get a full album? Or is that something you guys want to do? I never know with you young kids if you actually want to release a physical copy anymore, if you're just like, here you go, internet.
We really would. We participated in Searchlight. We participated in 10K20. We participated in Take the Stage. We weren't successful with those, but we're going to keep trying because we do have the material. We write really well together. I mean, right now, we're only going to do 6 or 7 songs tonight, but we have a lot more in the works. We haven't had a day off in a couple of weeks to just sit down and be like, okay, how's this one going to go? We have so many ideas, and definitely we would like to put on an album.
So when you put songs together, is just like you, and you hand it over to the other 2, or you guys just kind of lock yourselves in a room together and just hammer it out?
It depends. Like I said, Ace of Spades was written in 2007. That's like 6 years ago. Mm-hmm. And I was really proud of it. It was a little different, because I used to do that kind of music on my own. And then when they brought it to practice and I showed it to Nick and I showed him that my riff was different, but I showed him the chords. He goes, that's great, but what about this? And he played that riff and I'm like, oh, that's so much better. So that's what I do. I come with an idea and then he just takes it and makes it all better, like just 1,000 times better.
Nice.
And then Aiden will come in and he'll add some really unique drum beats. Just like, he just senses where we're coming from and it's just like the beat is always perfect.
It's like the last song we were working on. It took us like 10 minutes to figure out exactly what the chord progression would be and exactly what the song is about. It's like, it's an F, it's a boogie swing,
Yeah.
it's about bank robbing. It took us like maybe
10
minutes of our
rehearsal.
rehearsal.
And just like we speak all the common language to each other, right? So it's very easy to figure out where we're going to go and what we're going to do.
You mentioned all the things you applied for and were unsuccessful.
Yeah.
But how big is the blues community in Saskatoon?
Well,
it seems like you're kind of on a pretty narrow path,
I would disagree with that just from what we
Okay.
saw at the Blues Festival. I think that at any given time, the blues scene may seem very small, but I think at the big events, especially the Blues Festival, you see all the people that come out to see those shows.
Is that just because of lack of exposure overall?
I think so, but I also think that everyone is secretly a blues fan at heart.
Oh,
so
yeah.
when you get the big name acts in there that come in, it really draws everyone out. And it's just fun music. It's just the most fun, and I think people respond to that. Maybe they don't want to come down to Bud's for whatever reason, but when they hear about a band and they're going to come. They're going to come see it,
Crazy times, though, at the Odeon for Blues Fest. You gave me a heads up that
That was I don't know, was that the best night ever for you? I think so.
Yeah, that was one of them.
Yeah, one of them, yeah. It was so cool to be kind of treated to that experience of, being given badges, performers' badges. I still have my lanyard, and then the green room was all the way in another part of the building through these winding tunnels, right? But then you get to
We called it the Spinal Tap tunnel.
the Spinal Tap. If you've ever seen Spinal Tap, it's exactly like that. We had to take like 9 turns to get to the stage.
I'd hope anybody on the show or involved in the show has seen Spinal Tap.
It's required. If you haven't,
Continue, yeah.
But and then we got to the green room, and there was like drinks and there was food, and we were like really like, I don't want to sound pretentious, but we were treated like rock stars, and it was just
We got
like
free beer.
Free beer.
I got free beer all weekend just because I went there.
Yeah, they had my favorite cheese in the world. They cut up my favorite cheese, and it was on the cheese tray. Like, it was just
Smoked Gouda.
smoked Dutch Gouda. And then they go, okay, it's time for you guys to go down. So we start running through these tunnels, and Nick and I just going full tilt because we're ready to get to the stage. And we start doing airborne chants, and we're screaming. And it's like, here we go, all the way, blacktop, boog. And we're just screaming, running down these tunnels. And you can see people sticking their heads out. What the hell is that?
What are they doing?
It's these two long hairs running down the hallway.
That's kind of our pre-strip down chant too.
Oh yeah, you got one?
Yeah, it's kind of what we do here. But all right, our floor director is giving us the go to commercial break sign. So we should probably take our second commercial break. We have lots more with Apollo Cruz coming up right after this.
The following sponsors are proud to support local community programming on Shaw. Long and McQuaid, 721 43rd Street East, Saskatoon, 244-0509, or online at long-mcquaid.com. Ultimo Euromoto. (204 3rd Avenue South in downtown Saskatoon, 664-6640.
Mr. Sicily Pizza and Pasta is proud to sponsor community programming on Shaw TV. Mr. Sicily, located at the corner of 51st and Miller in the north end of Saskatoon. 975-0345. And we're back. We're spending 60 minutes with Apollo Cruz for our 185th episode of Strip Down. The band's having a band meeting there.
Yeah,
hey,
sorry.
we're back. That's fine. Go over what you need. Again, I can't get over the good vibe you guys have.
Thank you.
It's sadly rare with local bands. So is practice ever like dragging each other there, or is it like you enjoy it?
It's enjoyable. It's just the only times that ever work for us are like 8 o'clock on a Sunday morning. When we started this band, remember our first rehearsal was at like what? 8, very early on a Sunday morning, and we'd hosted the night before, so we were all just tired and strung out. So that was a challenge, but you make it fun. I go and grab McDonald's for the guys, or we get up and Aiden has coffee or something, waiting for us. So it's just always, it's fun.
Coffee, McDonald's are two of my favorite things in the world.
We'll take you out for breakfast sometime.
Can I join your band?
Yeah, be our
play the
tambourine
shaker.
player. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be awesome. I could dance in a cage. I don't know. Bring that back.
It's kind of a Hawkwind thing here.
Yeah. All right. So you guys formed in 2012?
2012, March of 2012.
So, wow, happy 1 year.
May, not March. My birthday. I met these guys 2 weeks before my birthday, before I turned 21.
That's crazy.
But yeah, it'll be 1 year on May 27th, the day that the great lies began.
You guys have an incredible sound for being together that short. So were you in bands before this, or?
Well, they were a band before I joined in.
Okay.
And Nick, you've been playing since the day you came out of the womb, right? So, Aiden actually is strangely late to the drums. When did you pick up drums?
About 5-6 years ago.
Yeah, so I mean, he's just a natural. He's just gifted.
Okay.
And then I was playing it. Like I joined my first band when I was in like elementary school, but it was like just a joking little thing. And as like time went on, I got more and more serious with it. And then I kind of fell out of it for like 3 years. I didn't play live. I was just in this, like I have my own little studio in my room, and I was just making music there. And it, the walls keep getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and you start to feel trapped. And then one day somebody's like, "You've got to go down to Bud's. You've got to go and see it." And I was just like, same thing. I had the same
It all
reaction.
goes down. It all comes back to Bud's.
It all comes back. I thank Bud's because that's.
You're
what
like,
it
Bud's, is it safe there?
Exactly. That was my first impression. But I walked in, and I had my guitar in my hands, and I walked in, and I saw Nick with Aiden and the other two guys on stage, and I just about put my guitar down and walked out. I was like, "There's nothing I'm ever gonna play that's gonna touch what he can do on any time." But yeah, no, we became friends, and then wound up being a band.
On the subject of music,
Yeah.
where do we go
Actually,
next? Oh,
Remember you when we were in high school. And
Oh, come on, don't
I
do
used to walk
this.
around the school with my guitar, and you'd be like, "You're not good enough to do that, man. You gotta wait till you're at my level to do that." I was like, "All right, there."
Yeah, we used to do this little guitar duo thing, but
do you still do it? Do you like
very rarely.
you bass forward and he backs
Unless
up?
Ziggy puts us up to it.
Yeah,
then
we
we
got
know.
a friend that'll put us on stage. We're both playing guitar,
Yeah.
And I usually just like 2 seconds in, I'm just like, yeah, moving back to rhythm guitar because he just, off the bat, he just kicks my ass.
You don't just go back and forth, then you end up just going back to back. And
We've done that.
We've
a couple
done that,
times,
yeah. It depends on the who's
maybe tonight.
Okay.
All right.
Let's see where we go.
So where do you head next?
This is an instrumental number. Hopefully I'll have lyrics one day. This is, Nick wrote this kind of as a tribute to Muddy Waters' sound. The sound of Muddy Waters. It's not a song in
Muddy
particular.
Waters, John Lee Hooker.
John Lee Hooker. It's a tribute to the very origins of the blues on the Mississippi Delta. And we call this 1,000 Gallon Blues.
So can the people at home just sing along and make up their own lyrics?
Yeah, you can.
All
if
right.
If you can do a gospel chant while we're at it.
Sure.
Okay.
Take it away. You're watching Strip Down with Apollo Cruz. I wasn't ready for that song, Tan, because I was in the control room where everybody was telling me we have a birthday boy in the room tonight. Unaware. You guys got to let me know about this. I would have baked a cake, and I would have, but I guess, Laura, can you spin your camera around? Ladies and gentlemen. Woo! Davis Baker's birthday! Hey! Aw, he's the belle of the ball. Davis has been filling in for, what, a couple seasons now?
Yeah,
You're kind of like just below Crew. Yeah. You're like, whatever Rick the Temp was to Much Music, that's you. You're like Davis the Temp. But recently, we've just kind of added you. I don't know. Are you like officially Crew tonight? Is this the moment on Davis's birthday? Is this the best birthday present you can ever get? Welcomed into the Strip Down family officially?
Do it.
Sure. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the newest member of Strip Down, I guess, if it's official, Davis Baker. He does camera, he mixes bands, he goes on pizza runs, does it all. This guy is a superstar. All right. Well, there's no easy transition out here, so I'm just going to walk back. Make Laura work. Laura, stay with me. Come on, jeez.
Worst tracking ever.
Really, right? No, we love Laura Churchman. She's good people. She's returning tonight, too. She's usually at the U of S getting her high 90s, but took time out of her busy, steady schedule to. No, that's not a high riff. That's true. Don't when I'm talking about Laura's good marks.
Oh, I
That's-
wasn't intending
okay.
on that. I'm
I
sorry.
thought you were doing like that.
No, I wasn't.
Laura Churchman's so smart. How smart is she?
You know, I haven't watched Family Feud in such a long time. Oh, that's Match Game, isn't it?
I don't.
Oh, I can't remember.
I just need to transition into your next song. So
Okay.
Just help me out here.
All right. Well, we're gonna do our third one. This is the third single, the one that we wrote in about 15 minutes in the studio. This is the one that almost brought on the fist fight because we weren't sure how it was gonna end.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
That's where it came down to. But this one, actually, I
So
think.
you just got mad because like no one would stop playing. You're like, we got to wrap this up soon. It's been 2 hours.
Well, no, it wasn't like
Josh wants to go home.
Josh wants to go. No, it wasn't like Smells Like Teen Spirit where we played it for 2 hours. It was more of like we had different ideas on how it should end.
Oh, okay.
And then Nick eventually pulled a rank card and said, I wrote the song. It's going to end like this. And I was just like, you have a point, sir. And so that's what's abated the violence.
Well done. What's it called?
This one's called I Walk Alone.
Walk alone. Take it away.
I can't hear you when you call me. I am in a bit of rage. What you tell me is the truth, love. It still causes so much pain. And here I go again. I walk alone, like nobody knows. Like I have not a soul. Walk alone. They say everyone is different. Me and you were both the same. We'll always look out for each other. But we still have to have our way. And here I go again. I walk alone, like nobody knows. Like I have not a soul. Walk alone. Do-do-do. Sometimes my life is a bad dream. Can't even figure out what's real. But then I wake up and realize I still need you by my side. And here I go again. I walk alone, like nobody knows. Like I have not a soul. Walk alone.
We are running out of time with Apollo Crews. We have to take our last commercial break. But before we do that, this is the time of the show we take a look back at a not talked about very much episode. You'd think I'd know how to describe it by now. We've been doing this for weeks now. As we gear up to episode 200 or episode 199, we take a look back. We go through the archives and reminisce about an episode for whatever reason we don't talk a whole lot about. So we're going back to May 2010 tonight, episode 83 with Saskatoon supergroup The Fjords. It started with a press conference. Yeah, a press conference, our one and only press conference here at Strip Down. We found out our original audio engineer, the man of 1,006 holds, Mr. Colton Wall, one of the founding members of Strip Down. After 83 weeks, he gave his notice, and we had to go out and find another audio engineer. Also, that was Wes Funk's debut on Shaw TV. He went on to host Lit Happens, his own segment here on Shaw. And the Fjords themselves, even though they broke up, they still get back together every once in a while and play Amigos at the holidays. And interesting fact, they won the Fans' Choice Award at the first and only Strip Down Awards show we ever did. Bam! There it is. Here is our last commercial break. We finish up with Apollo Crews coming up right after this.
And you take me, break me, make me want you. Ask me, I'll tell you, I'll show you what to do to fill my dreams.
All natural things on Earth and how they interact is biodiversity. From the microscopic to the mighty, from the smallest body of water to the coldest, from underground to the highest ground. When biodiversity is rich, we can count on the natural world to produce the oxygen we breathe, filter and purify the water we drink, and grow the plants we rely on for food and medicine. Due to human activities, biodiversity is being lost faster than nature can replenish it. So let's do what we can to help preserve biodiversity. Create natural spaces and plant native species. Take part in a wildlife survey. Get out and experience Canada's amazing variety of wildlife. And that's just a start. To learn more about biodiversity and how you can help protect it, visit hww.ca.
The following sponsors are proud to support local community programming on Shaw. Long and McQuaid, 721 43rd Street East, Saskatoon, 244-0509, or online at long-mcquaid.com. Ultimo Euromoto. 204 3rd Avenue South in downtown Saskatoon, 664-6640.
Mr. Sicily Pizza and Pasta is proud to sponsor community programming on Shaw TV. Mr. Sicily, located at the corner of 51st and Miller in the north end of Saskatoon. 975-0345. And we're back. We're wrapping up with Apollo Crews. Did you guys have fun tonight?
Oh, so much
Absolutely.
Man, I love Strip Down. I love doing this show. And you guys were an absolute joy.
Well, thank you for having us on. It was a real pleasure. I've been looking forward to this for weeks.
Yay, weeks. You mentioned before, you kind of took the words out of my mouth. Usually I finish up the show going, you know, what's next for you guys? But you said if you follow your website closely, everyone will know what's next.
Yeah.
And that website again, or where do people go for all your information?
If you want to stay up to date on Apollo Crews, you go to facebook.com/Apollo Crews Band, or you just search Apollo Crews. We're slowly climbing up the ranks. There's a lot of guys in the Philippines with the name Apollo Crews, interestingly enough.
Really?
But we're breaking our way up the ranks. But if you search Apollo Crews Band, you'll find us. The link to the music is ApollоCrews.bandcamp.com. And that's where you can listen to our music. It's free to listen to. It's 99 cents to download, just like iTunes. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
I Googled you, and you're the first thing that came up.
Oh yeah, Google's great. Yeah,
Nice.
Google senses where you've been, and then they pick up on that. But
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's like the beginning of Terminator 2.
it's kind of like Skynet. Yeah.
Yeah, really. Okay. Well, now that I'm sufficiently freaked out, we should say thanks to our sponsor sign. Where's Alexa with the sign? I should have the Twitter and Instagram sign on hand, but I never do. Anyways, big thanks to our sponsor, Hairstyle Inn, Mr. Sicily Pizza, Ultimo Euromoto, and of course Long and McQuaid. And here she is, the lovely Alexa. Tell us about what's going on here.
You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Our hashtag is StripDownSK, as well as our name. I don't know.
Right.
Follow along and tweet us during the show with your thoughts.
For the last time tonight, ladies and gentlemen, Apollo Cruz. Thanks, you guys.
Thank you. And this is our latest song. It's going to be our 4th single, and it's called I'm Thinking.
I've been thinking about life these days, and trying to figure out these strange ways. We're often lies and deceitful truths. Whatever happened to the golden rule? I'm thinking about life. I'm thinking about trouble. I'm thinking about mine. I'm thinking about others. Tell me the point of freedom. We're still caught up in yesterday's views. We should make a change for the children and the people. Let's try to make them the boys we use. I'm thinking about life. I'm thinking about trouble. I'm thinking about mine. I'm thinking about others. Now all this thinking's gotten me fed up. Sitting talking and thinking it should just be done. Don't have to believe me, darling, but it's true. Just think about the future for me and you. I'm thinking about life. I'm thinking about others. I'm thinking about mine. I'm thinking about others. I'm thinking about mine. I've been thinking about life these days, and trying to figure out these strange ways. We're often lies and deceitful truths. Whatever happened to the golden rule? I'm thinking about life. I'm thinking about others. thinking about others. I'm thinking about life.
His interviewing style is not the best. His personal appearance is not the best.